Hey y'all, it's Dawn, and I'm so glad you're back. I've got another fun, budget-friendly DIY video for you today. I found this adorable file on Etsy and just had to do it for Thanksgiving. Before I start, I wanted to let you know that if you are interested in creating this adorable display for yourself, you can find a link to the pre-cut wood in the description. I wanted the turkey to look like it had been cooking in the oven. I used antiquing wax and a baby wipe. I used my Cricut and cut out the words "I'm stuffed." I decided to stencil "stuffed" onto the turkey once the antiquing wax was dry. And as you can see, I finished this DIY right after I tried to cut the tip of my finger off. That was not fun. After applying the vinyl, I added a layer of Mod Podge to keep the paint from bleeding. And then used a pouncing method using a stencil brush and some stencil cream. For the little round shiplap sign, I used white acrylic paint and painted the entire sign. I used a toothpick to remove the paint along the shiplap lines. For the wishbone, I mixed some folk art hazy moon acrylic paint with the white paint. As before, I used my Cricut and cut out the phrase "Oh snap" and attached it to the white shiplap round. I then hot glued the wishbone onto the sign. Today, I am so excited to be joining Corey for her Minis Challenge. I love creating new tier tray items, and this is the perfect playlist for these ideas. You will find links to Corey's channel along with a link to this month's playlist in the description. Now for a few more Thanksgiving tier tray DIYs. I used the same antiquing wax for the cutting board for this piece. On the top of the pumpkin pie, I used antiquing wax and a baby wipe to make it look like it had cooked to a golden brown. And then painted the bottom portion orange. Man, I'm making myself hungry with this DIY. I used a white paint marker for the whipped cream and used a black paint marker to make the pie face stand out more. And I just realized my colors are all messed up. I should have used the orange in the middle section, white for the top, and the antiquing wax for the bottom. Oh well, I think it turned out cute. I attached the vinyl I had cut out and then hot glued the little pie onto the cutting board. For the cute little tag, I painted it with white acrylic paint also. And used a toothpick to remove some of the paint from the lines in the shiplap. I cut out the words with my Cricut and attached them to the tag. For the pumpkin, I used antiquing wax for the stem and then orange acrylic paint for the pumpkin itself. I used a baby wipe to remove some of the paint before it dried. I had originally painted the pumpkin leaf orange and decided to change it to green. I used a green paint pen for the leaf and repainted it. I then hot glued the green leaf to the pumpkin. I also used the antiquing wax on the back of the Happy Thanksgiving sign and once again used my Cricut to cut out the words and attach them to the stained wood. Okay guys, I think this was my favorite part of this DIY. And of course, I had to save it till the end. I think a little banner on a tier tray is so stinking cute. I used the same orange paint as the pumpkin and painted the pies. I didn't worry about removing any paint from the pies since there wasn't any lines. I painted the crust with the white paint pen. But now I wish I would have used the antiquing wax. To assemble the pumpkin pie banner, I used hot glue. And then some Dollar Tree orange and white twine to string it. I absolutely love how all these pieces turned out. I think this entire tray turned out amazing. And don't forget, if you want to make some of these cute items for your Thanksgiving tier tray, just look for the link in the description. Let me know your thoughts in the comments.